So first we'll be trying to cover, a waterfall chart with a single measure and dimension, and then we will try to figure out the challenge, with multiple measures and what are the ways to come up with the multiple measure waterfall chart. So that's a plan for today. So let me quickly connect to the sample superstores data, and let me create the waterfall chart with a single dimension and measure first. So subcategory, then for this, as most of us are aware, we'll just use the running total of profit. So let me drop the profit to rows and calculate quick table calculation, and we'll just put the running total, and we will change this from automatic to and bar, and then we will just drop the same profit to size, and we'll change it with a minus sign since we want the profit to be showing just below the bars whichever we have created. We'll just add the minus sign. So this how we create, the waterfall, the usual waterfall when it comes with single measure and single dimension. But let's say when we want to create the same waterfall with multiple measures like some other metrics, so it's going to be hard because we can't use the table calculations and stuff. So just to do that, I have made a sample data. So let me connect to the sample data source. So here, if you observe in this sheet, we have like a couple of measures: a promo cost, overhead cost, transportation cost, sales, manufacturing cost, like that. Okay, when we have these different measures, then we can't use the running total or quick table calculations, whichever we have seen there. And just to make this in separate axis, actually we need some placeholder or supplemental data. So that's what sheet 3 gives us. So if you see in sheet 3, I have made some 0.1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So, and just to create some relationship calculation, we can just use this one as a simple mapping field. Okay, now if you see here, we have placeholders like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this particular points will act as an axis for the multiple measures whichever we are going to make. And let me go to this one. And as we see here, we have a couple of point values. So we have to first ensure, like for each point, we are saying some label in terms of measures and stuff. So for each label will act as one measure. So we will create a calculated field for that particular measure. So let me create a calculated field mentioning label. Okay. One. So when one, then so for each of the measure, we are creating an axis, and just to create that axis only, we have this supplemental data source. So now we have created labels for all the measures we have but some of them we have to calculate actually. So let's say in this case, manufacturing cost, transportation, overhead, promo cost, these 4 are directly from the data source, and this total cost would be sum of all these 4. And this profit would be, we have one metric, like one measure, sales. So sales plus total cost would give us the profit. And yeah, so that's about the sales plus all profit will give us the revenue. So this is about the total metrics. And also if you look at the data set, like all the cost or whichever spending is in negative sign and sales is in positive sign. So let's say when we just kind of add up the sales plus all these things, since these are negative, we'll get the profit. Okay, now that label is ready. If you pull two columns, we'll have all the labels instead of axis. Now we got the headers. Now we have to create, if we observe here, we have actually for waterfall chart, we need 2 metrics, one to drop on rows and one to add on size. So the one which we are dropping on rows will be acting as the starting point or the top, and the size will just fill up the space whatever is below. Okay, and now we have to create 2 more fields for that. And yeah, so first field just to show the start. Okay, and if you observe for one whichever is in the starting, so for manufacturing cost the starting has to be 0. From 0 it will start, so we can ignore that. Yes, on then 1, then it will be 0. So for manufacturing cost we have to start from beginning. So, and for overhead cost, it has to start from wherever manufacturing cost has left. Let's say if the manufacturing cost is till 100, then the overhead cost has to start from manufacturing cost. So when it is 2, then it will be minus. The reason why we are adding minus here is, as we saw in the data source, we have all the expenses in negative, so we will just try to make it positive by adding an minus sign in front of it. So manufacturing cost, and then when then we will add both the manufacturing cost as well as transportation cost. And when it is 4, we will add the overhead. Then we will add all the 3 of them. So when it is 5, we want 0, because if you observe, the 5 would be the total cost actually. So it is 5. We have to start it from below, like the entire bar. And when it is 6, cost, then 7, then 0. And so we'll just try adding this to view, and we'll just change it to import. Okay, now if you see, we don't have anything for total cost and total revenue, because we want the total cost to be starting from the bottom till top. It will act as kind of totals. And also I feel this is not sorted in proper way. Actually, first we are supposed to get manufacturing cost, then transportation cost. That's how we arrange. So let's sort this by field. Okay, first we have manufacturing, transportation, overhead. Yeah, so this is how the way we want. And the reason why this manufacturing cost, total revenue, all this we don't have anything, because we want them to start from the bottom till the whatever the numbers we have. Now we have created the first part, which is kind of acts as a ending or topmost point. Now we have to fill this space below. For that we have to create one more calculated field, and once if we are done, that would kind of be the closure. Again, similarly same things. So case when one, then we want the manufacturing, and we are adding the negative sign again here just to have the positive value of it. So there we drop just minus sum of profit because we had one measure throughout. Since we have multiple measures here, so we are addressing each of the cases by just assigning the by using the additional data source which we have created. So till now here we are using single measure, and here if you observe the total cost, which would be sum of all this. So yeah, this is basically the total cost occurred, and then in sixth we are if you observe, we are showing profit. Profit would be sales plus all these values. So 6. Yeah, it's valid. Now let's say if we pull this to size, we'll be able to see the multiple measure waterfall chart. So if you observe, so this total cost is basically the sum of all the cost in a cut. Then this profit would be total sales, like total revenue is nothing but the total sales minus whatever the cost occurred to develop the products. So that this will be our profit, and this is the total revenue, which is basically the total sales. So yeah, so this is it. So we create the multiple measure waterfall chart.